everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. You need so fine. Kurt Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And you know what day it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Hallelujah. Thank you so much for this day that the Lord has made. But I am not by myself. Oh, no. I'm not. Because I got so many people with me. I got so many cool people that are coming on the show. And let's start off with the guy that somehow has controls of this ship. All right. The guy from the coldest.
The day is mine. No.
The coldest place in the country, Mr. Nicholas. I want the smoke. Rosario.
Yeah, the smoke is what keeps me warm in the winter. That's the whole thing. It's cold out there. It's cold.
Amen.
We're at about
Yes,
19
sir.
today, so not too bad. 19 is all right.
19.
That's a summer day for you guys. That's
right.
You know, I mean, come on.
I can go out in short sleeves in 19. We're good.
That's springtime weather. Hey,
Right.
look.
70 degrees here.
Wow. Okay, Ash. Bye. No. Also, gotta talk to my man. I'm so glad you showed up. I'm glad you're still with us because I know you're going through right now. The youngest reporter in the game, Mr. Dylan. Whoa.
I just found out that Zadarius Smith is not coming back. He posted on his Insta that he's not coming back. So,
What?
That's also
the first domino begins to fall. And
yeah.
No, it starts.
I'm ready for the high draft pick next year.
Wow,
that's right.
And look, in the place where your quarterback might be going, the person who
traded that's his high first round pick.
He might be going to a team that our guest is wedded to, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Miss Ash Swinton.
There you go. What's up, Ash?
I can't. If that happens.
Wow.
I think the Steelers are more going
after. The Steelers are smarter than that. They're not going to spend that much money,
to bring in Aaron Rodgers. Right?
Wait. What's up, people? Hey, Wendy, I'm sorry. We did put an APB out for you.
Oh, there she is. Wendy's alive.
Wendy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We love you. We're sorry.
Welcome to the couch where the rest of us are sitting.
The rest of us are sitting watching just like you, Wendy. That's all.
Yes. So, hey, look, we have got to move on. I know as you have a birthday you need to attend. So I want to go ahead and start it off the correct way, shouting out Mr. Ed Greenberg. Happy birthday to you, sir. Would you like to say anything? Would you like to say anything about Mr. Greenberg?
Me?
Yeah, I mean,
you
know.
Like me?
He's a good man. He's a good man.
He's a good man. I love him. He is super traditional, super just like real tough guy, but he's really sweet. I love him. He's awesome.
Right, there you go. He's that tough guy with the sweet inside, right?
Yes.
Let's get it. Yo, so hey, happy birthday to you. Hope you have a great one. Hope that is a great celebration. Do also have to show love to my guy, man. And this time of the year, as we know, the Bengals are going farther into the playoffs, the first time since 1998. And we will dive into that in just a minute. But a friend of mine, close friend, Dylan, you know the family, the Wilson family, Mike and LaToya Wilson. Mike lost his mother recently. So they're in Cincinnati right now. And it's just, he posted something on Facebook and I just didn't want to write anything. What do you say to that? So I wanted to sit here and send my heartfelt condolences to you and your family. Bro, I love you. I love you guys. And if there's anything you guys need, we're absolutely here for you. Hey, and with that being said, I look, that's my new favorite right now. I want the Rams to go to the Super Bowl, but Joey B, the Bengals.
I'm going for the Bengals, yeah.
Yeah, I want
they're the most likable team still in.
Yeah. So RIP, Mrs. Wilson, man. To the family going through, we're here for you if you need anything. Woo, that's tough. Hug the people you're close to. Let's go. So to move on, we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. And before we dive into this, I do want to bring in my guy from Alberta, Canada. That's a terrible Canadian accent. I'm never gonna do that again.
What was that?
Let's go.
Hey, how's it going there, E? Hey.
Yo, hey, real quick,
Hey, Kyle, why don't you tell me what it's all about?
Yeah, it's all about. Hold on, I gotta go freeze my igloo.
Yeah. Yo, hey, while you're on here, I definitely want to shout out. Kyle put me on to a North Sports Dynasty. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not checked them out, they are great. They talk money lines. They talk each of the games, man. They go back and forth into it, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So check them out for sure. Who's the host? Andrew
Faubert. Yeah, this ginger up north that lives not too far from me, unfortunately. But he's a good guy to banter with. Diehard Bucks fan, sadly.
Well, we'll see how that goes today.
Right.
Moving on. We saw the games yesterday. The Bengals beat the Titans 19-16. Came down to the very, very end. And look, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen on Thursday nights, it is Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover, and one of the hosts on that show, Miss Ash Swinton, she has a little affection for that quarterback in Cincinnati, just this little bit. Ash, talk to us about this one.
I love Joey Burrow so much. Like, he is like the coolest guy ever. Like, he's just so cool. I love him. But that was a rough game to watch, though. I felt so bad for him. 9 sacks, and he just kept getting up, kept going. I'm like, this guy, like, how do you not love him after that, too? He had about 330 passing yards after all that, too. Like, I'm sorry, who else in the league is going to do that? Get sacked 9 times and still pass for 330 yards. That was amazing.
Some of the sacks were so funny, though. It would just be like the right guard and the right tackle both move out of the way so the D tackle can just hit him.
Right up the middle.
That O-line is so bad, and it makes me really worried for them moving forward because you're not going against another Ryan Tannehill who's going to make those mistakes and allow you to stay in the game like that. Yeah. It's just not
absolutely.
So as much as I would love for them to keep going forward and make it, I'm worried for them.
Oh yeah, no, hey, I agree with you. And hey, we all kind of were excited for their run. Hey, last week was the first time they won a playoff game in 31 years. Now they're headed to the AFC Championship since the first time since a man named Boomer Esiason was their quarterback. Wow. In 1988. But Kyle, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you have some words for those Titans fans out there?
Oh man, absolutely. So I'm just going to start off by saying I have no confidence in Ryan Tannehill. I haven't had confidence in Ryan Tannehill for a very, very long time. The common thing with a lot of people that are saying, oh, Titans are number 1 seed for a reason. Yeah, sure, because of Derrick Henry. But not one person can go and win a Super Bowl. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Yep. Julio Jones, don't get me wrong, I'm a Falcons fan, diehard. But I wanted Julio to go. Can't stay uninjured. You look at Brown too, right? Brown, sure, he's having an all right season. He's not that consistent either, to be quite honest with you.
Right.
So you put Tannehill right at the center of that. He is easily the weakest link. And sure enough, look what happened at the end of the game. And I knew it because you go against Joe Burrow, who's now healthy, recovered, and with his top number 1 target, Jamar Chase, it's a field day for them, man. They're going to throw, and they're going to love it. And they showed it. Yeah.
Yeah, and to your point, man, honestly, we could all say, hey, Henry came back. Henry came back. Oh, and they were the number 1 seed and everything like that. But I don't know. It was almost like Henry was a detriment. It was like their team had learned to play without Henry. And then all of a sudden, Henry comes back, and it's like their offense kind of slowed down a little bit. I'm not trying to give Tannehill any credit because he definitely gave three balls away. But it was interesting to see how that offense played.
Yeah, and Sean, it's a curse though too. It's a curse because if you look at it with running backs, teams that fall too heavily on the running backs, look at Carolina, right? Look at the Panthers, right? Yeah. They fall too hard on CMC and they rely too much on him, and look, boom, he gets injured. Derrick Henry, thankfully, he had an injury and he came back from it. But a running back sure, they're going to help and they're going to definitely get you some points, but they're not the sole provider of those points in a game. It just doesn't work that way.
Deontay Foreman with 4 carries had more your rushing yards than Derrick Henry with 20 carries.
Right. And I mean, there was a stat early in the game where it was like, what, he had 30 yards going into halftime on a certain amount of carries, and that was kind of normal. I mean, that's what I expected. And now, Nick, after he came out, actually, I'm gonna come to you in a minute, Nick. Dylan, after we came out and saw, they said what, he had a plate in his foot.
Yeah, metal plate in his foot and in his shoe.
Yeah, I mean, he's Superman. We know how strong he is, but that's rough.
It definitely seemed a detriment because he wasn't breaking any tackles. He was getting tackled like solely by linebackers, by safeties. I saw Von Bell make a solo tackle on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he really didn't seem
ran
like
into his own guy a few
healthy.
times.
Right.
Yeah.
And fell down just that easily. But
I ran into his own guy, fell down.
Nick, I'm coming to you because there's a man that you've been telling us all year that if the game relies on this man, he's not going to do it. And that's Carson Wentz. And I'm going to tell you, Tannehill, hot take, ladies and gentlemen, Tannehill is nothing but a glorified, glossy Carson Wentz. Am I right or am I wrong?
100%.
Ryan Tannehill is the Carson Wentz who can catch.
There you go. Let me give you a stat you guys will all love. Who's 0-3 in the playoffs the last 3 years? Tennessee Titans, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And who's been the quarterback of the team for the last 3 years? Ryan Tannehill.
No, they had 2 wins 2 years ago against Ravens and Patriots.
Well, I'm sorry. I meant they failed to get my apologies right. The last 3 playoff seasons, where have they gone? Not to the Super Bowl, my friend. Then the weaknesses have been glaring year after year since their 2 wins 3 years ago, Mr. Dillon. Mm-hmm. But my point being that he's not your quarterback. And he proved it again yesterday. And that's the terrible thing. As you said, you relied on Henry a lot during the year, and that's fine. I get it. He's a running back, and the guy's, runs for 2,000 yards. I would kind of rely on him too to be the catalyst for the offense. But then what happens? He goes out. You got Foreman. Foreman took over. He became the catalyst for your offense then, because as Kyle points out, A.J. Brown is sporadic, and he was hurt. And then Jones was hurt, so he was out. Matter of fact, this was the first game all 3 of them played together since week 6 of the season. So, I mean, come on. There's a reason. I get it. They finished number 1, but I thought they were a shaky number 1 the whole way. And I told you, Sean, I think we talked about this. The reason, Joe Burrow and just the Bengals in general, they have that young, cocky swagger to them. They're not going to be faded by any of this other crap. Like, they're just going to go out and play their game. And again, you saw what happened. They tied it up, and then you go, okay, well, how Joe's going to handle the adversity now? It's up to him. You guys blew the lead. Now you got to, what are you going to do? And Joe, hey, man, he did what he had to do. He got him in a position to kick the field goal. You got McPherson. The kid's been money all year. Boom, you're in the AFC.
I love McPherson.
At the end of the day, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. They did. Burrow was calm under pressure. He like I said, he didn't throw a touch.
48 yards.
Right. He didn't throw a touch. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he led them down the field. He consistently was the calming force. Hey, and like you guys were talking about, there's a lot of those times where he didn't have any time at all. His guards were getting blown up.
Wow. We're just seeing the start. We're just seeing the start of Joe Burrow. I honestly think that, he's going to be up there with Mahomes and where Rodgers was and everything. Like, Burrow is going to be a dominant quarterback for a very, very long time.
I agree.
And, the unfortunate part about the 9 sacks is, if we're going to be real here, some of the sacks he held onto the ball way too long. To be quite honest with you, I'm not saying you should necessarily go and just toss it out of bounds, but he could have probably at least 2 or 3 of the times, but he took the sack. So...
Hey, and I want to address this real quick. Delilah, he said he did get a postseason touchdown. The game was not King Henry's fault. I don't know. I kind of dispute that. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because I'm going to bring back the Wizards of, 2008, something like that. They had Gilbert Arenas, who was a baller, who dominated. He got out for most of the season. Caron Butler, Antoine Jameson, those guys stepped up, took us from last place into the playoffs. And then right when the playoffs came, Gilbert Arenas came back on. And then once Gilbert Arenas came back on, the whole offense changed back to going to Gilbert Arenas. So, Ash, I want to ask you if, we know how great Henry is. I mean, Henry was still like top 10 rushing, even after being out most of the season.
That long, yeah.
But one of the things that I credited the Titans for was making it to the playoff and learning how to play without Derrick Henry. I thought it was a feat that they got the first seed.
Yeah,
so
I was shocked they remained in the first seed after Henry got hurt. I thought for sure once Henry got hurt, their chances of, even making the playoffs was in jeopardy, but somehow they figured it out.
Yeah, well, right. Hey, nobody's taking blame away. If you heard earlier, Delilah, I was saying, Tannehill is just a glossy, better wrapped up. What did Dylan say? Quarterback, Tannehill, like a Carson Wentz that can catch.
Yeah.
I like it.
Look, look, I'm absolutely with this. If I was starting a franchise, Burrow's in the top 3 option to go with. Yes. We are in the midst of something great. I mean, we already know you got the Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers, and the Big Bens that maybe are at the end of their ride. But now we got a Herbert. Now we got a Tua, who he is what he is. Now we got these young quarterbacks, Burrow. Oh, you got these guys.
Josh Allen. You got Joe Burrow.
Arch Manning.
You didn't say Jared.
Arch Manning is still in high school.
Sirianni says he's their QB1.
Still coming.
Yeah, the coach says he's QB1. There you go.
The Steelers are going to wait on Arch Manning. That's what they're doing.
Everybody's going to wait on Arch Manning. Everybody's going to wait on Arch Manning.
Everybody wants Arch Manning now, don't they?
What were you saying, Dylan?
I said I think the Steelers might trade for Tannehill because they can take his contract because they have a ton of cap room. They're like a quarterback and an O-line away from being Super Bowl contenders again with their defense. So I feel like all they need is a system quarterback who can throw the ball short. They need a better version of Ben Roethlisberger, and they can probably make it.
So are you saying, Dylan, that,
I don't like that.
Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins are not the guys?
I think Dwayne Haskins should get a chance because Mason Rudolph sucks. Mason Rudolph sucks.
Hold up, Dylan. Dwayne Haskins does not deserve a chance. He deserves a chance to hold a clipboard. You saw what he did to us.
Sean.
I am a little biased. I will go.
Well, Sean's upset because he went to a strip club. Like that's what Sean said.
I
didn't
go to a strip club.
No,
Dwayne Haskins and James Harden have a lot in common.
There you go.
They do have a lot in common. Yo, shout out to the people who are watching. Anthony's up in here. Shout out to Andrew. What up, man? Hey, go Bucks. We'll see. Can't share that with you. But look, we have to move on because you already see who's in the background. You see the guy that is sitting there in the background, but I'm not going to go into that guy just yet. Okay, good. All right. So I do want to say real quick, there's a team a week ago that was taken out by this team, the 49ers. Ash, what team was taken out a week ago? Do you know?
Right. This is why you brought me on here, just so you could rub it in my face.
No. If I was gonna do that, I would have a clip of the last play.
So, to get to the quarterback here, Prescott takes off running the football. Whoa! I don't think this is going to work out. They'll be able to clock this. They were planning for it. It's down. Oh my gosh! The official gets in the way. The game's over. The game is over.
56 to 14. You remember 56 to 14?
No, I haven't watched that play. I haven't watched that play over, so I'm so glad I got to watch that again and relive all those emotions. Thank you.
Yes.
At one point in the Bengals game, Mixon had the ball and he quick ran it to the refs so they could, and I'm like,
right?
Oh my god!
Ash, if I was really gonna do what I wanted to do yesterday, I almost was gonna rewind that part and take a video of it and be like, "This is what you're supposed to do." Hand it to the ref.
But I was already in pain, so thank you for not.
But listen, here's the thing, though. We all know where that ref was from. That ref has a house in D.C. And he made sure to bump into the quarterback and respot it in the whole nine. Let's go, man. But look, at the end of the day, though, what I did come here to tell you, and I'm going to talk to you about it first because I know you got to go. Deebo Samuels is a monster. He is. And he allowed San Francisco to overcome their quarterback, Jimmy G, who's another one of those that's questionable. So I mean, not poking at you guys, but you've seen they beat you guys who were a top tier team. You've seen they beat Green Bay. Can they continue this Cinderella run? Can they take it?
I don't know. One guy can't, like, Debo's not gonna be able to carry their team all the way to the Super Bowl. I don't think.
And Debo's hurt.
And Debo's hurt. He was like hopping off the field at one point. I mean, their defensive line is also really good.
Yeah.
So give credit to them too. They were amazing. But I just don't. Jimmy G's bad. And after the game, everyone was giving Jimmy G props. I'm like, where was this energy 5 weeks ago when we were all saying he's gone, get him out of here? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm hoping they play the Rams, and I don't think they have a chance against the Rams because you can't keep them in the game that way. Like, it's just not going to work, especially if Debo's hurt.
Very true.
I don't think the Niners can win a game without an awful special teams on the other side, because they couldn't. They weren't. They.
Yeah, I was going to say I mean, the only one they scored was
you guys, I think, are overlooking. Oh, good.
No, look, I was just going to say the only time they scored a touchdown was when they blocked it and ran it in. So it's not like they were explosive on offense. And
right. Robbie Gold won this game. Get it right. Spoken like a true Cowboys fan. For that.
No, look, guys, you guys are overlooking that San Francisco defense. They came to play yesterday. And
both
you can say,
I think Rodgers is really forcing passes.
No, but I'm saying
both defenses bowled out yesterday.
No, I know, but I'm saying, particularly, we're talking about San Francisco, so I'm staying on topic here, my friend. What I'm saying is they held Mr. I'm a bad man to what? 10 points? They held that potent, Green Bay offense down. Whether
only 3 players got receiving yards on the Packers.
They scored on their first drive, right? First drive was 7-0 for most of the game. They didn't score again on offense. This is what you have to look at. That San Francisco defense, as we all know, my 85 Bears, 2,000 Ravens. All you need is a serviceable goal. What did Kyle just say? A serviceable quarterback.
Bye, sorry guys.
Bye.
Thursday night, Ash Swinton, Delilah Crespo, Katie Alverson, and Janae Struther. Let's talk football. Ladies takeover. If you haven't checked it out, you need to check it out. They're absolutely amazing. All 4 of these women could have their own show because they know what the heck they're talking about. I love you guys. Ash, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
See ya. And real quick,
you guys have to, Kyle said it himself.
What up, Nathan?
What do you need? And bring Nate in because Nate will agree with you. 2,000 Ravens fan. You got a great defense. You need a serviceable quarterback who can manage what you got. They have weapons. Again, I was skeptical too. And yes, he didn't exactly have a great game yesterday, Garoppolo. But again, when it counted, you got your team in the position to kick that field goal and you won the game.
Garoppolo tried to give the game away the last 2 weeks. He tried to give the game away the last 2 weeks. And in spite of it.
Okay, but did he? And this guy, when he plays, he wins. I
guess you're right, man. Hey, I guess you're right. A win is a win.
They win. And that's all I'm saying, man. Don't count on San Francisco
it's
just
subjective.
Yet. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. It is subjective, but I'm telling you my subject, and I'm telling you that way. That's all.
Kyle, go ahead.
Yeah, Nick, just to your point, I definitely agree. But watching that game, and I don't know, I think we all can agree on this. Both teams with that performance, both did not deserve to move on from that, from that game. To be honest with you, if I could have a winner, I would want both of them to be eliminated. They both made crucial mistakes. They both played a very poor game. And honestly, they both looked like they shouldn't have been in the playoffs. Like, whoever does obviously the 49ers now at this point. Yeah. Right? The 49ers are obviously going ahead. They should lose based on that performance. They should not be proud of their performance. And that's just my hot take on that. Like, that's
no, and I agree with that. But again, that's what a good defense can do to you. Do you know how many times I watched the 85 Bears embarrass people and make them make stupid plays?
But at the same time, but are you saying at the same time you can also say that, I mean, if the ball hits a couple different ways and the Packers win, we can also say that about the Packers.
Oh, sure.
Because they shut down that offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I said Jimmy didn't have a great game. Yes, it could have gone either way, but the way it went is the way it went, and that's what happened.
Yeah. Now, Dylan, I want to sit
now.
here. I want to sit here and give you the floor real quick, Nathan. I'm going to let you speak in a little bit. For those you don't know, Nathan Snell is here, Mr. Late Night himself, host of Big Nate Talk podcast. He's been touched by an angel, as you can see, because the heavenly light is behind him. Hallelujah. Like, but I want to give you the floor really quick, Dylan. But before I do that, you got to hear this.
And how would you describe how you're feeling right now after what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, a little numb for sure. Didn't think it was going to end like this. Disappointed in the offense. 10 points, obviously not enough. The defense, man, played outstanding. Special teams obviously hurt us. Taking points off the board, giving them points. But offensively, scoring 10 points, never good enough. Felt good about the first drive, went down, right down, scored. Had a good drive going the second drive, forward turnover, and then just didn't put a whole lot together.
So, Dylan, it's very true. And Dylan, I have to ask you this. Was this the last game for Mr. Discount Double Check, Mr. Rogers Rate?
So Roger said he does not want to be part of a rebuild, and we're 44 mil in minus 44 mil in cap.
Wow.
So we're already. Darius Smith said he's not returning. I'm gonna assume Preston Smith's not returning. Devontae Adams, we need tags, so that's gonna be even more money. Billy Turner has a giant contract. He's probably not returning. That's our starting right tackle. So right now, I'm leaning towards Rogers not returning because of all these huge contracts that we're gonna have to release.
Woo! And does that mean also Devontae is out?
I think we're gonna tag and trade Devontae. To be honest, I think we're gonna realize that we're awful like the first 3 weeks, and then trade Devontae at the deadline, get a first round pick.
It could happen.
There you go.
It could happen. Now, Nathan Snell. This game, we can talk defense, we can talk offense, we can talk glorified quarterbacks, but this game
it was offensive, all right.
This game was won on the third facet of the game, and that's special teams.
The Packers put the special in special teams.
They did. Nathan, what you got, man?
I mean, honestly and truthfully, it was a disappointing game from an offensive standpoint. I mean, I thought after the first drive, I thought Green Bay was going to close out early. I thought the game was going to be close because San Francisco's offense, I mean, Deebo Samuel's a cheat code. Mm-hmm. George Kittle's also been a big part of that offense as well. Elijah Mitchell, Patterson, the third wide receiver behind
Jennings.
That's who it is. Thank you.
Jennings.
I think they all. I think I don't want to say weather was the factor, but the weather when you get in the playoffs, the game slows down. Like there's certain you're gonna have to change your game plan come playoff time, and I think with Green Bay, I mean, most of the season they've kind of had it easy with against certain opponents, and I mean. There's a couple, brain farts Green Bay had. Aaron Jones. Why did he not get out of bounds when you had less than 20 seconds on the clock and going into halftime?
So why did he try to? He could have just scored a touchdown. He had the step on him, but he tried to cut in.
Yeah, that made no sense. Mason Crosby getting blocked. Like, it's just a lot of blunders. When it came down, it was just poorly execution. I mean, morally, if you're San Francisco, no, I'm not really taking anything away from it because I don't know what Deebo Samuel's going to look like next week. And George Kittle walked off the field limping. So it's like two
and Trent Williams.
Yes, and Trent Williams. So,
And can I take this moment to say, Trent, Mr. Silverback, I apologize on behalf of the Washington organization. We never should have let you go. And you know what we got for him? A 3rd and a 5th round pick. How dumb are we? But this isn't about Washington today. You want
to know why he won? He was not going to play for Washington again because they told him that cancer was just not anything.
Oh God, why? Why? Our organization is bad. Listen.
Did you guys pick a team name yet?
Yeah.
Okay, Kyle. Well, something happened to Kyle's camera. He just got removed from the camera.
There you go. Say, Kyle.
Listen, Kyle. All right, no,
tell me about the Washington.
Look, right now we are the Washington Redskins football team, Admirals, Commanders, Red Hogs, Red Wolves, and anything else you want to come up with.
No shade. I actually like Washington. No shade, actually.
Yes, but. Thank you. But look, I mentioned this to you beforehand. We talked about Deebo Samuel, okay? You are a huge Atlanta Falcons fan. Yeah. You have a similar guy in Cordero Patterson, who is technically a wide receiver, but he basically plays running back for that team. Deebo seems to be like Cordero Patterson on steroids.
Yep.
Like, what do you think about this guy, man?
So, yeah, you got Swiss Army knife versus Swiss Army knife, essentially, is what it is, essentially, right? So, Deebo, I looked up, is 26. Cordero is 30 years old, right? So, yeah, I think Deebo is going to be a lot, but he can't be the sole, reason for success behind the 49ers, right? Yeah. Same like with Cordero Patterson. And no shade to the Bears, but, Cordero Patterson wasn't on the best team, to be quite honest with you, and they weren't utilizing him for what he was, right?
We used him because we didn't have any running backs. We got this guy went out. We lost Tariq Cohen.
But even with Cordero Patterson, though, right? You put him in the right spot or on the right team that could utilize somebody like a Swiss Army knife, and you're good, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think Deebo is going to be great, but I think the 49ers need to do, a lot. I guess the similar thing that the Titans need to do, to be quite honest with you. They got to believe in Trey Lance, right? Mm-hmm. Let Jimmy G step aside. He's thrown too many interceptions at key moments and stuff, and he was the downfall a lot, right? Even though he is going, to the championship game, like that can't be overlooked. But at the same time, like it can't just be Deebo's, it can't just be Kittle. We have to have an offensive line. We have to have the defensive line doing a lot, right? All the pieces have to click, and that's all that it comes down to. So yeah, I think Deebo, he's going to have some good years ahead of him. But if they abuse him, like, Henry's been abused, or like how CMC's been abused, that's the thing. If you abuse these players, then, they're not going to be able to stand for much longer, right? Same with Cordero. If the Falcons don't go and draft wide receivers or a better right tackle, then, like, Cordero's probably going to get injured, and you're going to see a decline, and maybe even see Kyle Pitts getting traded. You never know, right? It's all about being aware of what a player can do and understand what a team needs, I think, is more so what it's about.
I like that. Hey, shout out, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle is going to definitely be with us, especially this offseason, talking about, he's a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan, talking about all the needs that they need to be looking for in the draft and in the offseason. And I cannot wait for that, because this is my favorite time of the year. Well, because we're never in the playoffs. Yes, sir. So we have got to move on, ladies and gentlemen. The Sunday games are here, less than 30 minutes away, and I am absolutely excited about these. I'm absolutely excited about it, and we have to start with last year's AFC Championship. Nick, I'm coming to you first. The Buffalo Bills are playing the defending AFC champions, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Starting soon. What you got for this one, man? I know you're excited. How do you feel?
I'm extremely excited. It's Redemption Sunday for the Bills, right?
Yeah. By the way, at 3 p.m. it's Rams-Bucks.
We got Rams-Bucks first.
Oh, really?
Rams-Bucks
first.
Thank you. But, again, still excited for this game because, again, it's Redemption Sunday for the Bills. Josh, and again, we will find out if last week was an anomaly and Josh Allen just had a great game because he just had a great game, or is he going to follow that up against that? The Kansas City defense is not stellar, guys. They're good, but they're not
playing
stellar.
Good this year. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying they're not stellar. They can be. There's holes there. There's holes in the line. You can run on them. You can pass on them. I mean, there's ways to go here.
It's not like last year's game.
I think you have to pay attention to that. Like Josh Allen,
they don't have Tre'Davious White either.
He could easily carve these guys up for a good 30, 40 points if they're not careful. And that's what I want to see. Is Josh Allen going to come out with that same fire? Is he going to come out, throwing the ball, mixing the run, doing all that stuff he did last? Because him himself is a weapon. I mean, the guy had like 70-some rushing yards alone in that game. And, that's what you have to play for, too. You got to kick the linebacker back to make sure he's not running around all crazy. So I think in a lot of ways, man, I'm really looking forward to this game. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I'm not going to lie. Like, I took the over in this game. The over is like 55. And I took the over because I just think both teams are going to come out firing. We know the Chiefs can score at any moment. Tyreek Hill, I don't know if Edwards-Helaire is back or not. Dylan, you got that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, because I thought he was still out. So, but still, there's other weapons on that team we know. So I just think, Kelsey is always a weapon. So I look for a high-scoring game. I really do. And then, of course, because I said that, it'll probably.
Oh no, he's back. He's back.
All right, so there you go. You got Edwards-Helaire back. You got Travis Kelce. You got Tyreek Hill. Hola, David. Nice to see you. So yeah, I think you really have to expect that kind of game. But I'm pulling for the Bills. I'm really hoping for that Bills-Bengals. I told you that last week. I want that Bills-Bengals AFC Championship game. I just want a different team in the Super Bowl. That's what I really want. That's what I really, really want. It's just a different team in the Super Bowl.
That would definitely be something nice. Shout out to Alec Loosemore, who said, I think the Bills win by 10 points.
Okay.
Hey, we shall see. Hey, and another person that also agreed with you, Nick, and said that they're going to take the over because it's going to be a high-scoring game is, like I said, the king of late night. My guy, Mr. Nathan Snell. I believe you said it was going to be 45-44 Buffalo. Ooh, I like that. 10 touchdowns. Woo.
Doggy.
So no defense. That. No defense whatsoever.
Right, no defense whatsoever. It's just throw the ball.
That's the thing.
Okay. You know what,
Yeah, it's making a college game. This is like one of those Big 12 games where like Texas and Oklahoma score 60 points each, right?
Oh, yeah. It could be the opposite, though. To be honest with you, it could be the opposite. And that's the thing. I think it could be black or white. I think it could be a low-scoring game at the same time. It could be something like, I don't know, like 13-6 or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say because, you know, maybe the defenses are going to show up. Like, let's not discount that the Bills and the Chiefs both have, like, solid pieces on defense. Absolutely. Like, in all fairness.
Right. Absolutely. And them playing a year ago, knowing each other. They played this year during the regular season. Yeah. And look, both teams have been susceptible to low-scoring games. We talk about, the Chiefs barely beat, what's the name? The Cowboys. They beat them, what?
Or the Packers when Jordan Love was playing.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And then, obviously, we cannot overlook that the real Josh Allen in Jacksonville held the Bills to 6 points. You know what I mean? Like,
there you go.
You know, it's just I think you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head, Kyle, because I want to see a high-scoring game. These guys have two very high-scoring, very powerful offenses. But at the same time, like you said, Nick, Josh Allen runs that team, and sometimes they rely on him too much because most of the season, Zach Moss and Singletary have been
you had
absent.
your running back problems. Yeah, you had your running back problems for sure. That's why he had so many rushing yards this year. He was their leading rusher, was he not?
Yeah. Hey, Alex said, I took a bet for all 4 QBs combined for 9 touchdowns today. Small bet, of course. What do you guys think of that? I think it's very possible.
I think that's nearly guaranteed.
You may get that into one game alone.
Yeah.
It can happen.
I mean,
you might not, though.
You got top 10 quarterbacks.
Hold up. Give me your offensive view there, Mr. Canada.
No, hold up. Because you're absolutely right. I don't want to sit here and be on here and say, yeah, it's going to happen, and then you lose money. So anything can happen. I was proven wrong with the Colts.
I have nothing to do with that.
I was completely proven wrong with the Colts. In week 18, I said the Colts will not lose.
Right,
it's not even. It's putting my trust in the fact that a team could do what they're supposed to do. But they are who we thought they were.
The Jags had 3 wins, and all 3 of them were playoff caliber teams. I just realized they beat the Colts, the Dolphins.
We know Kate has joined us.
Yes.
Hello, Katie. Good morning.
Dave said, question for you guys. I may have missed it, but has our opinion of San Francisco changed or was the same playoff Aaron?
Same.
You know what I'll say.
You know what? I think it is. I think the game. It's a playoff game. Nathan, you and I talked about this earlier. This is a playoff game, so this isn't a normal 4-quarter game. I think the game is like a game a quarter. You know, you had the first quarter where it was, you know, the Packers go down and score, this and that. But then you have the second quarter where they don't score and they get the block kick. Yeah. You have the third quarter where, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that in this case, I think it would be almost lazy to just say, oh, this is Aaron. Though that defense, that special team played above their ability. And we talked about Debo, Kittle, both having little minor injuries. I think this was a full, all-around, 3-facet game for the San Francisco 49ers. But yeah, Aaron is Aaron, so we're not.
You can make the same argument with basketball as well.
Because if you want, the Niners would put like Debo back at kick returning. They knew that the Packers sucked at special teams, so they sold out for blocks twice. Got the 2 blocks. They kept selling out for blocks. We put their fastest guys back at return. Debo had 2 huge returns. Got to like midfield twice.
You can't rely on one stride of football. It's going to be a effort.
Yeah, because special teams is probably just as important as offense and defense because
I agree.
They attacked the special teams. They won the game. They pretty much got 10 points off special teams alone. And the block field goal and the block touchdown. And that's what gave them the win. Yeah, the block field goal and touchdown.
You're both really right too, and that's the thing is, you know what, you never realized until actually last game of how bad I guess Green Bay needs a good kicker, a punter, and like a field goal kicker. You know what?
I would say more because our punter's really, really good. We need a coordinator.
He wasn't good last night.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't good last night. That's the thing. Was he good when it mattered, though, in all fairness, right? And that's the thing is you go into a match, and I will give the 49ers credit where it's due. They exploited their weakness. And that's what it's all about, honestly. If you're going to go into that game and you're going to watch the tape of the other team, and sure, you might have beat them in the regular season. It doesn't matter. But you're going to go and look for those weaknesses, and you're going to exploit it. And that's how you're going to go to the Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Alex. I don't even think it's the kickers. They need all new protection. You're absolutely right. And both of those blocks, if you look at it, Nathan, I see the scowl.
The punt block.
He's talking about. Okay, got it. Right.
For the Packers, and both of those blocks, they let a man come
through the middle. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
No, but the up man on the punt block just looked like he didn't even care. He just letting him go by.
Hold on. Hey, Dylan, tell us how you really feel.
I don't even know who the up man was. I wasn't paying attention because I was. And then it went like 80 feet in the air, and none of us could find it. It was just in the air.
Right. And
you can't find the punt. That's that's bad.
Right. And it felt like it was like an eternity because everybody was looking around like.
I just think it went out of bounds, but then it bounced in the end zone, and it was just a Niners player there. No one else was near him.
Nobody knew it.
He picked up about the 4, he ran it in. That's all.
Yeah, don't give me about the weather conditions either, because we were playing in Green Bay, okay? Yeah. Like don't give me crap about the weather.
You know what the weather conditions are in Green Bay in January.
Exactly. You knew what to expect. Yeah, you knew what to expect.
You know what's
absolutely. So hey, so real quick, we're gonna go around the board. Nick, I'm gonna start with you. Bills or Chiefs?
I'm gonna take Bills in a close one. I'll say 30-27.
Nice. Dylan, Bills or Chiefs?
I'm gonna take Bills 35-24. I think the Bills I think they're just the better team here.
Gotcha. Nathan, Bills or Chiefs?
Bills, 45-44.
There it is.
And Kyle, Bills or Chiefs?
I'm going to go Bills, and I'm going to go, I don't know, 23-6.
I am going to go against the grain. The Kansas City Chiefs will be back in the AFC Championship. They will win this game 37-34. You heard it here first. Let's go. And for the game that will be starting in 10 minutes Eastern time, the Tampa Bay, or as Katie likes to call them, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Mr. Dimpleton himself versus the LA Rams. Kyle, I'm going to come to you first, man. What do you think about this one, man?
So, being a Falcons fan, I'm a little biased, but at the same time, the one thing I will say is you can't bet against Tom Brady. It's really hard, but I will say one thing: the fact that Tristan Wirfs has been declared out of this game,
that's what I was going to say.
is going to hurt. It's going to really hurt, and
Aaron Donald's going to be choking all the offensive linemen this time.
I agree. I don't even think it's Aaron Donald, to be honest with you. I think the Rams are just a win now team. You know what I mean? Like they have everybody there. You know, they're going to run it. And that's the thing, is like I was saying with Cordarrelle Patterson, you know, you put them on the right team, you put Matt Stafford on the right team. Man, the guy was a good quarterback in Detroit. Like, let's be honest here. Like, he had a bad team behind him. Now he's got a good team behind him. Watch out. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hey, real quick. There has been a request, Dylan, from your father. He said if the Bills go to the Super Bowl.
I said this, and the Bills were awful. This is when the Bills were awful. No one thought like they were going to not even win the division.
I'll do it.
I was like, all right, the Bills make the Super Bowl. I'll jump through the table.
So
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Hold up. So let's put it out here so we know exactly what's happening. We want you to do like this, Dylan. I need you on top of a van, jumping onto the table
that is so crazy.
with the elbow, We'll put a mattress underneath there. You won't get hurt.
Basically,
right?
we need Mick Foley off Hell in the Cell from 1990, whatever.
Oh my God!
We need to just come on down. Right through the table. That's right.
Yes.
Come right off the Hell in the Cell, right through the table. That's all we need. Buffalo wins.
Dylan.
And we got to have your dad film it so we can get a great shot of it. We have it forever. It's a beautiful thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, so Dylan, you are one to do it. Kyle said you do it.
I'm down. I'll do it.
My insurance just kicked in, so I can do it too. So I gotta take time for work. Hey, I'm just being an adult. All right.
I'm too fat to jump through a table, so I'm not going to do it. Thank you.
Table jumping insurance.
Break, I'll go through the ground, so don't worry. I'm not doing this.
So Kyle and I agree. I honestly wait. Who'd you call for the Rams one again? Rams and Tampa.
I'm on Rams. I'm for sure. I think it'll be a close one. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Like, I think Alex in the comments, he had a pretty good prediction, like 27-24 or something like that.
This is also really looking like it's supposed to be Tom Brady's last season. It's what I keep hearing. Inside the Bucs organization.
He's been saying that for 10 years. So,
but inside the Bucs organizations, they're thinking that he's done after this year.
We'll see. Yeah, if he wins it, he'll be done, or we'll know.
Right. I think if he wins it, he's gonna come back. But if he loses it, he's gonna be done.
I think he might honor his contract. Honestly, it's tough to say. Like, maybe he's sick of it, but I think Tom Brady's kind of a man of his word. He said he'd stick out his contract. Why would he sign up? Why would he just leave when he has 1 year left?
If Tom does the right thing, he will make sure that Kyle Trask is ready to go to be his replacement next year. Come back for the year. Help Kyle out, get him ready to take over the team. That would be a great thing for Brady to do.
You think they're gonna release Blaine Gabbert then?
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been long enough.
Blaine Gabbert's the best quarterback in the league.
I'm not even giving him any kind of credit for anything. I'm just saying Blaine Gabbert's played some games in the league, and if we're gonna go off Kyle Trask for what he did at Florida, Blaine Gabbert was a monster at Mizzou. So.
No, but I'm saying
Blaine Gabbert
that's the whole reason for a reason.
And the pros,
he wasn't even active I think just about every game. But that obviously lets you know that they're doing something with Kyle. I'm sure he went through all the practices. I'm sure he went through everything just like everybody else did. And I'm just saying, knowing what Tom knows, you prepare the kid for next year. You let him, you start him a couple of games, see what he's got. And you drafted him, right? What are you going to do with him?
But he is Tom Brady, regardless if he's behind him.
Thank you.
Jimmy G was behind Tom Brady, so let's talk about that also then for a minute, right? It doesn't matter.
The drop off is great.
I think everybody forgets Jimmy G has a ring. He was on that Patriots team that beat the Seahawks.
Yeah,
Jimmy's already got a ring. He was
if we're gonna say that, who else has a ring?
No, I know.
Taylor has a ring.
I think people do forget that though, that Jimmy actually has a ring. He was the backup on that year they beat the Seahawks blew it by not running Marshawn Lynch, but whatever. I digress.
Still mad about that.
Oh, I bet he should be.
Mad.
Nathan
Snell, Rams have a chance to then go home field for the rest of the playoffs. Because if they win this, they are the high seed and they will get home next week. And then they will be home. If they win again, they'll be home in the Super Bowl, which is at SoFi Stadium. What do you think is happening in this game?
The Rams should win. I've been on Matthew Stafford like hot a hot knife through butter since he got traded from Detroit. They invested everything in him to get him, and I'm not saying Matthew Stafford is not a bad. He's a good quarterback, but it really is. He has to be the reason. We can all talk about the defense. I understand the defense really hasn't been living up to expectations of what's supposed to. But when you invest that heavily on a quarterback like that, he needs to be the reason they get to the Super Bowl. So they should win this game. I'm going to say 30-27. I think with the Bucs, you could already see the injuries. The injuries show like Mike Evans and then Rob Gronkowski. They without Chris Godwin and then the other guy, crazy numbnuts. That decided to run off the field.
Oh my!
AD.
Wow. I was like, I don't know numbnuts. I don't know that guy. I can't look at him in my program. Numbnuts. I don't know that.
you can really like see like he doesn't really have a full healthy offense. So and they've had a lot of injuries this year with Tampa. So
Tampa really needs other people than Mike because Mike Evans is going to get shadowed by Jalen Ramsey. It's pretty obvious.
They got to get
There's no Godwin, no Antonio Brown. So you need Scotty Miller, you need Tyler Johnson, Cameron Brate, Gronkowski, OJ Howard. How do they have so many tight ends? Jeez, they need their Jalen Darden, their draft pick.
Dylan. So I think this is actually key because I think the game is going to rely on the defensive ends, potentially Von Miller versus whoever the replacement for Wirfs is.
What was his name? He's awful. Except for last week.
And exactly. Against Philly, if you guys watched, right after Wirfs went off the field, there was back-to-back sacks. The Eagles had back-to-back sacks on Brady. So, and the Eagles aren't a great defense. So now you have this. Dylan, what do you think is going to happen in this one?
So you're going to have to double-team Aaron Donald. It's pretty obvious. If you don't double-team Aaron Donald, someone's on their back. Yeah. So it needs, and Von Miller is going to be a problem as well. So you're going to have to keep like a running back in to help because if he lines up on the right or his left side on the right tackle, he's going to get past every single time. Yeah. So you need Cameron Brate probably. Cameron Brate's a pretty good blocking tight end to stay in. Gronkowski or Fournette because Fournette's back now. This is also huge for the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers have to rely on the run game more than the pass game because I don't think they'll have enough time to do the passes.
And Jensen needs to stay. Like Jensen got injured too, and that was a big part of their offensive line too. So as long as he stays healthy in this game and he doesn't get injured, like that'll help them too. I think. Like don't get me wrong, I am going for the Bucs or for the Rams. My apologies, but I wouldn't be entirely shocked if I saw the Bucs pull it through. It is Tom Brady. Anything can happen. Let's be honest here.
Absolutely. I think one of the keys to today's game. Oh, sorry, is it me or not my turn?
Nick.
Okay. So I was saying one of the keys I think today is going to be probably the middle linebackers for the Rams because you're going to have Jalen Ramsey on Mike Evans, which is obviously one of their big weapons, and then you got obviously Gronkowski, Brate over the middle for a lot of that stuff. So the linebackers are really going to have to pick it up and not give Tom Brady that dink and dunk underneath that he has a lot with Gronkowski and Brate and those guys. Like you got to be able to stop that, and I think that's one of the keys to this game. Because that's what Brady relies on most when he gets into trouble. Because he's not moving and he's not leaving the pocket really. So he's always looking to throw. So if you can prevent that underneath and you got Jalen Ramsey sticking on Mike Evans, it's going to be a long day for the Buccaneers. I'm picking the Rams as well. And, I'm hoping, again, I picked the Rams to actually win the NFC. I did that a few weeks ago. I'm sticking with that. It'll be a good game. I think it'll be a close game again. Like Kyle said, it is Tom Brady. You can never count him out. But I think the Rams play a good game here today. I say they win by 7. We'll go 33-26 or something like that.
I think what Alex said actually is a very key point because of the fact that the Wirfs is out. You're going to need Gronk to stay in a lot more to assist with that D line. And hey, David hit the nail on the head too, saying this game is the reason why LA brought in Von Miller. They brought in a guy.
Yes.
He has.
That's what I'm saying. Linebackers got to show up big.
I believe Ash said on Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover that Von Miller against Tom Brady has had, I believe, 7.5 sacks. Over in his career against him. Multiple tackles. Really lights him up. Yes, our stats guy, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not know, America's best kept secret, Mr. Dylan Walsh, Mr. Football Encyclopedia.
The guy has his mind is just filled with football stats.
I had player. Look, I at the end of the day, honestly, I honestly feel like this is the chance, the year for the LA Rams. Shout out to Catherine Hughes, who a year ago, the day after the Rams traded Goff
I was there. I remember. That's right.
Cat Hughes called it. She said the Rams will be going to the Super Bowl. They have lifted the curse of the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
He's gonna do it. So hey, I'm Rams. I think that these injuries on offense are just gonna be too much for them too much for Tampa to overcome. We saw what the Eagles were able to do when Wirfs went out in that game, and you still have weapons, obviously. You still have Evans. You still have Fournette's coming back and Gronk and everything. But if you don't have any time to throw the ball, as we've seen in certain places around the league, if you don't have any time to throw the ball, it's going to be an issue. And I agree with you, Kyle. That it is almost sacrilegious to openly come out of my mouth and go against Tom Brady. Yeah. I'm trying to put my analytical hat on and be like, look, I saw what the Eagles could do. And the Eagles didn't even, at that point, it was 31-0. And the Eagles, when Wirfs went out, it really kind of changed the outlook of the game. Now, in the Eagles game, Fournette was not playing. So I think that's going to be difference. And I think, Nick, like what you're saying, Fournette, they're going to need to run the ball. They're going to need to keep Tom Brady clean. But Rams, I think there's this such a great opportunity right now. And I think it's all there right in front of the Rams. I absolutely think that, man.
Yeah, Von Miller sacked Brady 7.5 times. And the last time they played, he had 2.5 and an INT.
Yeah. So, hey.
Did you say that? And Leonard Fournette just ran for 10 yards right up. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Hey, there you go.
Game is afoot.
Got to run it. So, hey, real quick, before we get off here, I know the games are starting. The NFC and AFC Championship games are coming up next week. We know one of the teams in there. We're two of the teams in there, Bengals and San Francisco. Yes. I'm going to go around. Kyle, I'm going to come to you first. Who do you think will be playing next week in the championships?
Yeah, I'm going Bengals and Bills, and then I'm going to go Rams and Niners.
Nice. I got it. Nathan, what you got, man?
Bengals, Bills, Niners, Rams.
Ooh. Dylan, where you at, buddy?
Bengals, Bills, Niners, Rams.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, it doesn't sound any different when I say it. Bengals, Bills, Niners, and Rams.
I got Niners and Rams with you guys. But I say the Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
but hot take for AFC, upset, Bengals go to the Super Bowl.
I had that in the official bracket.
Nathan has walked off the set.
And Nate is gone. Nate is gone again.
Hey, and here's another hot take. Washington will be in the Super Bowl in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, does that make me crazy?
That make me crazy.
It could happen.
That's just a dumb statement to make at this point in time. That's all.
All right.
Should I say the Bears? Should I say the Bears are going to be in the Super Bowl? Or are we going to talk about dumb statements?
Because they're not going to be, and I'm not going to make that statement.
Washington has. We once we have a new name.
But
like Kyle
I will say that I'll guarantee you this, funny boy. Given the way things are right now, hopefully with the new coach and GM. I'll say that my Bears will have a better record than your Washington football team next year. How about that?
Okay, I'll one up that. All right, so after the draft, I think Falcons will make the top wild card.
Oh, there he goes. Look at that. Oh,
I think the Packers are going to have a top 5 pick next year.
That make me crazy.
I think we're going to blow out the team. We're going to blow out the team now.
Right? Yeah. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Nathan, I think he totally disappeared.
Nate, what happened?
I think I killed him.
That tape.
Nate just turned off. Wait, his aura's still there, though. He's still shining.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. David Wright, you know what? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, David Wright has been banned from the Let's Talk Football community.
Accident waiting to happen.
David has been banned. And Ash, oh, wow. Both of you. You know what? Cancel both of y'all out of here. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being with us. Dave, Anthony, Alex, Andrew, all the people that were here in the comments. Stabby was with us. Hey, we appreciate all of you came on. Nathan came on. Kyle, always a good time, my guy.
Love being here, man. Love being here.
Shout out to Ash for jumping on here, man. Everybody that came out and was a part of this show, guys. We hope that you enjoy the games. As I say, the games have already started, so definitely tune into those. We are going to be back with you next week. And these NFC and AFC championship games, one step closer to the Super Bowl and one step closer to the offseason. And no more football. It's bittersweet almost. It's bittersweet. But listen, enjoy your day. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully we will see you next Sunday. And peace, guys.
There you go.
Love you.
Have a good week, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Janae Strother. I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line.
All right. I am Janae Struther.